Alright, first things first, shouting out EA for giving me early access to the .27 playtest build. Let's jump into it. So I have a few talking points planned out for this video, but first I wanted to just set the record straight. So believe it or not, I actually wasn't paid to make these videos, and at no point did EA tell me things that I should say or what they wanted me to say. This is all just like, my opinion, man. Now I do agree that there is a lot of constructive criticism that can be said about this game in its current state. Most of it has actually been brought up by the community already. Do I like the faces currently? No, not really. Am I disappointed that we won't have an offline mode? Absolutely. Do I like V? Again, not really. Hall of Meat? We'll get into that. Now, do I think these criticisms are gonna hold the game back and make it doomed to fail? Absolutely not. There's enough doomium going on, and I actually think some of it is overshadowing some of the best parts of this game. So I want to break down these points and show why I'm not really concerned, and why I think that there is a lot to be excited about. So point number one, faces. Yeah, they do look a bit low poly sculpted clay, and I do want to see them developed a lot more, but I actually don't think it's that bad of a look. But there is something I'm keeping in mind here. This isn't the final build. The game is unfinished. You keep saying that it's unfinished and all that stuff. Yeah, we keep saying that because it is unfinished. It's not the final build. And let's look at some supporting evidence. Let's go over here to the beach. Notice that some of the lounge chairs, there's still placeholders that haven't even made it out of the gray boxing stage yet. And this is just one small example, but there's other places in the map that make it pretty obvious that there's a little bit more polish in that we're gonna need. Next evidence is looking at the clothes. Look at the styles here. The textures and the physics are starting to look really nice. I mean, look at the wind flapping. Add up the beautiful world with what we already see, combined with the clothes, to me, means that it will get better because we're gonna have a more cohesive style when it's done. Point number two, offline mode. Hearing that it won't be offline does kinda suck, but at this current stage, I do understand it. As we saw in their Grind Volume 1, they're really focused on creating a living, breathing skateboarding world. And I remember not long after Skate 3 had come out, there were so many of us that were talking about how amazing it would be to have a more MMO-style world. An open world that's bigger than Skate 3 that we could all just jump in and skate together with more players than what was currently possible at the time. To me, I'm getting that old request, and I'm excited about it. And yeah, I am concerned about end of life and being able to play for a long time. But the truth is, we don't know what the future will bring. Maybe we're going to end up having some cool little offline mode that we can play. Is this me being optimistic? Yes. Yes, it is. You should try it sometime. Next point. V. Note, there are spoilers ahead. At first, she seems strange. But there is something here that made me a little bit more okay with her existence. And spoilers in 5, 4, 3, I've warned you, 2, 1.
You know, a loudmouth mentor of mine once said, without the footy, it's fiction. And he was right. That's part of why I created V. No more fiction when there's always footy.
We had Retta in Skate 1 and 2, and then we had Shingo in Skate 3 as he was studying film at Port Carverton University. Well, looks like he was also a nerd because he took all of his film knowledge to create V, so we could have footage captured all the time. Does this make me like V completely? No, but I do think it's an interesting nod to the past. And the fact that we get to see Shingo in this game feels nice to me. We haven't started new and thrown away all of the past games. Those still exist. And this game isn't erasing those at all. In fact, it's acknowledging their existence. Now, do I love this explanation? Not exactly. Honestly, I'd rather have a human-based NPC as my filmer and guide for the city. But I can accept this as the in-universe explanation for her existence. Now, my next point. Hall of Meat.
Gaps and hucking your body around is fun. Real fun. And painful. But, as you're about to see, not anymore. I'll show you.
Well, right now, this is what we have.
Sandmanners love a good stunt. Especially me and the Dax. We love getting crowds hyped. Usually though, the big ones are up high and tough to reach places. If you're wondering why your slams don't hurt, you can thank a local startup called Impervatech for that. They cooked up a solution that allows shredders and stunters to huck with abandon. Don't ask how, it's science.
So it seems that instead of Hall of Meat, we basically are given something called stunting.
This one is a sponsored stunt challenge, but the SVCC's got lots more around the city. They're a nice change of pace, give some great views, and go viral because of how gnarly they get. They work like other challenges. Crush those goals and get rewards. Now let's get stunting.
And yes, as she said, it is a nice change of pace from skating, but it's not Hall of Meat. And to be honest, my first impression is I am not a fan of Impervatech at all. But I will say that the ragdolls do feel right here, and the stunting, or I'd like to say bailing controls, feel pretty solid. It's easy to control, it's very reminiscent of Skate 3. So the bail system is in place. And I could easily see an option in the future to turn off the Impervatech and allow for some bone crunch. Because honestly, I miss the crunches. In any case, Hall of Meat was always more of a side thing for me, so it's not a huge bummer to have this mode instead, and it's not going to stop me from playing the rest of the game. But I would like to see some more bone crunch.
Incredible. You're a natural-born styly faller. Can't wait to see you tackle more slam-tastic stunts.
Now, of course, there's more criticisms to be had, but I just wanted to touch on these 4 in this video. But as I've said before, the actual skating feels great. This game feels a lot more physics-based than before, and that's opening up the world in ways that wasn't possible in the previous games. It's been 15 years. We've had 15 years to think about the perfect game that we want. There's no way we're going to get everybody's vision. But I actually think that for what we are getting, we're getting pretty close. We're getting a lot of what we want. And I can't wait to see how this game further develops.